Welcome to the Ulster Hall in beautiful Belfast for Clan Wars 16. I'm your host Mark Leonard for one of the finest mixed martial arts cards you'll find anywhere in the world. Our co-main event tonight, Steve Taz McComb defends his bantamweight title against Andy Taz Young. In the other part of our main event, Joe Kid Chaos Clark squares off against Conor Dundee Dillon. My partner tonight from YourMMA.tv, Jay Furness. Good to have you back with us, Jay.
It's a pleasure to be back. Belfast, what a fighting city. I'm yet to see a boring fight here, especially at the Ulster Hall. And with arguably the best Clan Wars card to date, I think we're going to see more of the same tonight. Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about our main event. Joe Kid Chaos Clark is called by many the Irish answer to the Prodigy. He's squaring off against Conor Dundee Dillon, who has knockout power in both hands and can end fights in an instant. Do you think his power would be too much for Joe Clark?
Well, Clark is a guy that has never been knocked out. He's known as one of the best prospects in Irish MMA, especially at 145 pounds. We've seen his skill set, but never underestimate Dillon. As you say, he's got the power, but he's also taken on the toughest opponents around. That is well worthy of the title. It's going to be a great fight.
In the other part of our main event, Steve Taz McComb, one of the most experienced fighters on our card, defends against Andy Taz Young. Stevie has nearly 50 professional matches on his record against the young up-and-comer Young. Young seems to be coming of age at the moment, but do you think that McComb has too much experience for him?
A real pick and fight for me, I think, Mark. You've got two guys who are very aggressive, always exciting. The only guarantee I can give you is that it's going to be a great fight. With the title on the line, I think both guys are really going to leave it in the cage.
Also joining the Clan Wars card for the first time tonight is Conor "The Crook" Cook. Many people think that he is the best striking in Irish MMA. He'll be squaring off against a late change of opponent in the guise of Henderson Ferreira of Brazil. All these fights and a lot more action from inside the Clan Wars cage.
Instructions and rules meet, you know what I expect. It's just three-minute rounds of amateur MMA. Keep it clean. Protect yourself at all times. Respect my command at all times. If I say stop, I expect a clean break. Are we clear, Lee? Are we clear, Sean?
This is it. Clan Wars 16, light heavyweight amateur title fight. And we've got Lee Balmer of Next Generation Northern Ireland, and he'll be taking on Sean Crow, fighting out of FAI. And these guys have been going at it. This is a grudge match.
A grudge match with two giant guys for all the marbles in the Clan Wars light heavyweight title, and it starts off with some huge punches from Lee Balmer.
Balmer throwing heavy lever there, and Crow looked to be on light legs. He's managed just to stick in the fight, but Balmer straight away shows his power. And there's a lot of ego and pride on the line in this one.
And there's a whole heap of humanity in the ring right now as well. Each one trying to do the other harm. And I believe there was a lot of aggro at the weigh-in between these two, and there's been a lot of talk on Facebook and on the internet. These two do not like each other.
And that makes for a fever-pitch crowd like this. Both guys, you know, it means a lot more when it's personal, and it's definitely personal between these two. Lee Balmer hitting the heavy shots early, but Sean Crow now with a good takedown, puts Balmer's butt on the mat, and let's see where he can work. It looks like he might progress to the mount. And if he does, that's a lot of weight to shift.
And even though these two guys are both fighting for an amateur title, the composure they both showed in their walkouts and in the ring was what you'd expect from a much more senior fighter at professional level.
Yeah, both guys very well versed, fighting out of two of the best teams in Ireland. And yeah, there's no doubt both these guys know exactly what they're doing, and they're very comfortable in the cage. Some blood coming there from the ear of Sean Crow, it looked like. Balmer's got back to his feet, and he's doing a good job of stuffing Crow's takedown attempts. We're using that underhook with his left arm.
Crow's got his arms linked. He opens them again, wasn't feeling the double. Switching back to the single now. Nice little trip takedown.
Yeah, gets the ankle, but Balmer is not letting his opponent keep him flat on the mat. But Crow's got a hook in, and this is a dangerous position. That's a lot of weight to carry. Crow's looking to get that choke. It's over the face as it stands. Well. But I'm sure he can put on a big squeeze, a man that size.
And that's twice now that Crow's been able to work to the back.
Yeah, and he's just manipulating the head. You don't always necessarily need a choke to finish somebody from that position. And Crow is really talking on that face with a face bar, and that has to be uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Balmer is no doubt in a lot of pain there from that, although he works out and doesn't seem to pay it much mind. But that might be under the chin this time, Jay.
Yeah, it looks tighter this time. But Crow's giving it up, looking to keep that top back mount position, sorry. And he's really bearing his weight down now, but he's slipped off, and Balmer's back up. Big knees. Oh, big punches from Balmer. He's dropped Crow to the mat.
And he's stunned him down on one knee. Balmer keeps firing at punches. He's dropped him to the mat. He's trying to crawl forward for a shot. Referee Peter Lavery might stop this right now, and he does. Referee Peter Lavery steps in, and we have a new Clanmore's light heavyweight champion, Lee Crazy Eyes Balmer.
A vicious barrage of punches there. He saw off some tight submission attempts, but his power was just relentless. He was just too much. And what a finish there to claim that ISKA title. Apologies, we're back to the action.
So, how to get egg on your face when you're an MMA commentator is when you think that a fight is being stopped by the ref who actually heard the first round buzzer that you missed.
I mean, the crowd was going so wild. We didn't hear the 10-second clapper, and it looks like Crow's seen out the round, but wow.
He survived the round, so consider that a drill for if the fight actually does get stopped.
Apologies on our behalf, but I'm glad we're seeing a second round.
Everybody loves a good sequel, and here we are again for Lee Crazy Eyes Balmer. Sean Crow tears across the ring, gets the takedown, now he's on top.
And he's got the mount position. He's past the legs of Balmer, oh no, half guard, sorry. And Balmer was obviously looking to throw them big shots at the start of the round, but his over-enthusiasm saw Crow get that takedown all too easily.
Now, certainly setting the pace at the start of this round is Sean Crow. He must realise how close he was to seeing it all slip away at the end of the last round.
Yeah, but a minute is a long time to recover. You don't know how clear his head will be, but he doesn't look too phased at the start of this second round, as he's dominant, again looking to dominate from that back mount position. He had a lot of success there in round one, and he's got both his hooks in again. And he's flattened Balmer out, and this is dangerous.
And he seems to be able to take the back with great frequency. This is the third time now.
I think that choke might be in, Mark. He's gable gripping the hands together. He's looking for the short choke.
It looks pretty tight, but I don't know, Jay, you've lied to me before.
I'll have to apologise on that one again. But Balmer, how tough is Balmer? He sees his way out of that really tight-looking choke position, but he cannot shake Crow off. And just as I say that, he shakes Crow off.
That's the curse of the commentator right away. And he's back to his feet. And big shots. This is almost a replay of the final minute of the first round.
Oh, heavy shots from Balmer, and now Crow swings for the fences.
But Crow doesn't seem to be landing, but he goes for the takedown. He almost gets his hands linked there, switches out to the single. Now back to the double again.
This fight is crazy.
Both of these men want this title so much. And more than that, neither wants to lose to the other.
Balmer possibly looking for a choke. He looks to have that, maybe a guillotine, but he's only got one leg in. He needs to sit onto his hip, but I think Crow's going to get past. And
yeah, Balmer realised he didn't have it and gave up. But now we have Crow on top.
How much of those heavy shots on the feet taken out of Crow? He seems to be able to move just perfectly fine once he gets to the ground. Balmer giving up his back every time, but he seems to manage to find a way out.
He's defending the hook pretty well on the left side at the moment.
And there, Crow pops it in. He's a little bit high. Balmer might try and shake him off.
That's very, very high this time, but he's sneaking his hips a bit lower.
And Crow might be able to get shaken off on that side if he's not careful.
We're coming up to the buzzer now, and this will be the buzzer for the second round, not the referee stopping the fight. There it goes. We're going to make our way to the third round.
To say we didn't think we were seeing it out of the first. We're going quite a long way in this light heavyweight title fight.
Absolutely. What a great fight to watch this is. One side to the other. Every time it goes to the ground, Crows looks like he might be able to finish it. When it's on the feet, Balmer seems to be winning. Real goal mouth to goal mouth action here in the Ulster Hall.
I think if there wasn't the title and so much pride on the line, one of these guys might have quit by now, but there's definitely no quitting either, man.
No.
I mean, Crow's taken some heavy, heavy shots, but then once he gets on top, he seems to progress to that back mount position, and then he looks dangerous, and he looks like he's going to finish the fight by submission. It's a truly, truly back and forth fight.
No, and this is exactly the kind of fights that we expect here at Clan Wars. This is why we've got a sold-out Ulster Hall, adding their voices to the action inside the cage.